Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional land of the Catawba, Kiowa, and Sugary peoples. We honor them. My name is Elaine Deck, and I will be the worship assistant this morning for our guest preacher, the Reverend Amy Brooks, who is approaching at this very moment. Amy is well known to the congregation, has been with us for many, many years, and we welcome her. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation which promotes diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for creative intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of connection for all who join us. We hope that our liberal religious values will encourage you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. To all of our visitors and our friends, we're very glad you're with us, whether in person or with us online. Your presence is a gift to us. A few announcements for this Sunday. Please join us for a church grounds cleanup this coming Saturday from 9 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. More information can be found in your weekly email, and we hope you'll join us. Earth Day Jam in our Salisbury gathering is this coming Saturday, and we're still looking for a few volunteers to help us at our staff booth. Please check your order of service for information and how to sign up. We'd be happy to have you there. Our annual goods and services auction is just around the corner. Hope you'll all come. And please RSVP to help us prepare for the right amount of refreshments that we offer at that time. Scan the QR code in your order of service, and that will help you RSVP. Please join us there. Also, please join the University Women's Group on Tuesday, I can read. We will go to the South End Farmers Market at Atherton Mill, 2140 South Boulevard in Charlotte, and meet at 11 a.m. The vendors offer dining and shopping, and all are welcome. So for questions, please email Women's Group, UG, at puuc.org.
And it's on Saturday.
Thank you. Pardon? Yes.
Repeat that, please. Maybe we should let
I'm sorry, what?
online hear that. Yeah, repeat it so the people online can hear what they say.
What I just read, or the entire thing?
Just the Saturday after 20.
Just Saturday instead of Tuesday, so that people online know.
Oh, okay, for the grounds? Oh,
No, for the women's group.
oh, the women's group, okay.
Sorry, folks.
Sorry, redo. Please join the University Group women on Saturday, not Tuesday.
There.
We will go to the South End Farmers Market at Atherton Mills, South Boulevard in Charlotte. Meet at 11 a.m. The vendors are dining and offer dining and shopping, and all are welcome. So please join us. Check the email women's group ug@puuc.org for more information.
Thank you.
Now, immediately following worship today, the social action team invites you to the second in a series of quarterly discussions with Caleb Graves. He's our congregational mobilizer with UU Justice, North Carolina. Our focus will be on the UU values that bring you into the community together on important issues on Sundays, and how that spiritual grounding on Sunday can help us act together on important issues. Lunch will be provided here, and there will be activities also for the children. So please grab lunch and settle in for another inspiring session with Caleb and discussion. Thank you for following with me on a wide and winding road. But we all get there eventually. For other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service, or if you're on our email list, please check our monthly newsletter and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
Let us now enter into a time of gathering of hearts and minds and spirits as we join in singing the words to our chalice lighting, symbol of our faith. You may find those in your order of service. Thank you so much. I invite you now to please rise as you are able and willing in body or spirit for our call to worship, which is entitled, May Your Call Be Awakened by Michelle LaGrave. They write, we come to religious community from many paths with diverse needs. If you have come here seeking comfort, may your pain be soothed. Is this in your order of service? No. It is? No, yes.
No.
Okay, I sent it, but I don't think, I might not have given the right instructions. So I will just read it, or we could read it antiphonally. Would you like to join me up here? Okay, so let me start again. We come to religious community from many paths and with diverse needs.
If you have come here seeking comfort, may your pain be soothed.
If you have come here looking for answers, may you find new questions.
Amen.
If you have come here seeking purpose, may your call be awakened.
And if you have come here hoping to build a new way, may the path open before you. All righty, good. A little bit of back and forth here, a little bit of energy. I love it. Okay, we're going to move right on to, I think I have to turn over the page, to our opening hymn, which is number 301, Touch the Earth, Reach the Sky. It's in your gray hymnal.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Cosette, and I'm going to be sharing our story for all ages. So will the young at heart of all ages, please come and join us here on the carpet. This is loud. I am the voice. All right. I am so excited to be sharing this story with you today. This is one of my all-time favorite stories. Can we pay attention? Thank you. This is called The Mountain That Loved a Bird, and it's written by Alice McLaren, and it's illustrated by Eric Carle. Now, you can see this is a wordy book. So I'm going to tell this to you in my own words, okay? Once there was a mountain. It was made of stone and rock, and it was all alone in a desert of sand. And the only thing this mountain ever felt was an occasional rain or snowstorm. And the only thing he ever saw were clouds in the sky, the path of the sun and the moon, and at nighttime he would watch the stars. Nothing grew there because there was no water. Nothing lived there because there was nothing to eat. But then one day, a little bird flew on her journey to green lands where she would build a nest and raise her young. She stopped in her journey to rest on the mountain, and the mountain noticed. Her little claws scratched on the surface. As she cleaned her feathers, they brushed up against the rock and were soft. The mountain said, "I've never seen anything like you. Who are you?" And the bird replied, "I am a bird. My name is Joy." Well, the mountain repeated, "I have never seen anything like you. Can you please stay with me?" But birds don't live forever, and mountains live forever," said Joy. "I can only come and visit you a few more times." "Well," said the mountain, "I will be sad when your visits stop, but sadder yet if I never get to see you again." So the bird sang a song and thought for a minute, and she said, "I will name my daughter Joy, and she her daughter Joy, and she'll name her daughter Joy, and you will always have someone to come visit you in the spring." Then she flew away to green lands where she could build her nest and raise her young. And as so it was. For 99 years, Joy would come and return to the mountain in the springtime. And she would sing her song and she would fly. And every year the mountain asked, "Can you please come and stay?" And Joy would respond, "No, but I will be here next spring." Well, that went on, and the mountain missed Joy so much when she wasn't there that his heart broke and the mountain cracked open and a stream of tears fell down the mountainside. Well, the next time Joy came, the mountain didn't say anything, and she still said, "I will come and see you next year." And the next year, when she came to visit, she had a seed in her beak. And she took that seed and planted it carefully near the stream. And you know what happened? The seed took root. Remember being trees? Well, the seed took root, and it spent its little roots down between the cracks of the soil, and a sprout came up to greet the sun. Well, and every year after that, Joy brought a different seed to plant near the spring. And eventually, there were lots of growing things on the mountainside. And insects had come because now there was water and food, and little animals had also arrived. And our little sprout, that first seed that was planted, was now a tall tree. And that tree sent its roots down and down into the soil. It, broke up the rock, and the rock it became soil so more things could grow. But as he sent his roots down, he finally touched the heart of the mountain. And the mountain took notice. And the mountain realized what was going on. There were green things and insects and animals. He was so full of hope, he started crying tears of happiness. So streams and rivulets sprouted all over the mountain until after many, many years, he was covered in green living things, and all the ground around him was also green. And eventually, one year, Joy came to the mountain with a twig in her beak, and she put that twig up on that tallest tree that was from this first seed she planted, and she built her nest, and she raised her young, and Joy had come to stay. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy your classes and the rest of your day. Blessed be.
This is our time of ritual and sacred sharing. It's a time for sharing our joys, and our sorrows, our concerns and our milestones. First, this week, we wish to light a candle for a quick end to the wars waging in the Middle East, and for our leaders to be led by visions of peace and care for all people instead of visions of war. We light a candle for all impacted by ICE raids and activity, for all areas of violence around the world, especially the ongoing war in Ukraine. And we light a candle for our country that we might continue to work towards creating a society that is guided by justice and compassion for all people. At this time, you are welcome to come up and fill out a prayer card, drop a stone into our shared water, or light a candle of joy or concern. The worship assistant will hand you the candle if you wish to light one, and I invite you to come forward and walk along this outer wall. Please join us for lighting, dropping a stone, or writing a prayer card. We light a few more candles for those things we hold in our hearts that remain unspoken, and for those who are joining us from elsewhere to honor what is in their hearts as well. And now I invite us into a time of quiet rest, meditation, and prayer. We will follow the sound of the singing bowl into the silence, and after a moment of silence, we will have a musical meditation which you are invited to join in singing along if you wish. It's hymn number 1009, if you're not familiar, in the blue hymnal called Breathing on Meditation.
This morning's wisdom reading is taken from the Hebrew Scriptures, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live.
Good morning, friends. Good morning. It's so good to be here with you yet again. I was contemplating this morning. I think that I have been coming to this congregation on and off for 30 years. Wow. And as always, it's a delight to be here. I hope you have been well. I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life so that you and your children may live. That is quite a choice, isn't it? Honestly, who among us wouldn't choose blessings and life? As we know, this is a reading from the book of the Hebrew Bible, Deuteronomy, that's estimated to be more than 3,000 years old. But what are they talking about? And really, how is it relevant for us today? Let's start by looking at the context and see if that helps. The lines come from the story of Moses, just as the Israelites that he's been leading are preparing to enter the promised land. Imagine wandering for 40 years in a wilderness after decades, if not centuries, of your parents and grandparents living in slavery without a place to call home. But now, finally, you are standing on the precipice of a new life. You are about to enter the promised land, something you have been longing for, indeed something you have been promised, all the way back to the time of Abraham. And now you will have it, a land to tend, a place to rest, an opportunity to flourish. Except there's a catch. you have to do something in return. You must remain obedient to God's law. The promise to worship only one God, the promise not to kill, steal, covet, or bear false witness. If you accept the deal, you will be blessed, and if you do not, then you will be cursed. Blessing, curses, life, or death, it's a big choice. And still, it is hard to imagine not taking the deal. So, at the heart of this story is an agreement. Obedience to God in exchange for a blessing. And I chose to use this reading this morning because I think we as a people and as a country are facing choices that are just as stark as the ones facing the Israelites. Life or death, blessings or curses. And what exactly is being asked of us in return in order to receive this blessing of life? What deal are we being asked to make? The religious word that we use for such an agreement is what? Do we know it? Covenant. Yes, good job. In the Jewish and Christian traditions, covenant is perhaps the central issue. And it has ramifications of life or death. As Unitarian Universalists, we might be thinking to ourselves just about now, this is exactly why I don't like the Bible. It's too dramatic, too judgy, and plus, I'm not really sure about the whole God thing. I became a UU to get away from all that. Come on, Amy. And to that I say, hold on. I think this story about a covenant with all its drama and all its big decisions fits really well for us today, because all around us we are seeing people making choices with results as monumental as life and death. Should we go to war or be peaceful? Should we deport people or should we offer them sanctuary? Do we prefer SNAP benefits or food insecurity? Do people deserve health care? Or should poor people be refused care and the middle class go bankrupt trying to find care? And the one, of course, that is near and dear to my heart is, should we protect and care for the earth so it can continue to bless us with life? Or do we want to just poison it for momentary greed and gain? Given all that is on the line, the choices being made, we might find ourselves wondering, where is our moral compass? To what moral truths, humanitarian rights, or spiritual values are we willing to hold ourselves accountable to? Are we obedient to something greater than ourselves? So for the last 6 months at Green Faith, we have been talking about all of this. Moral choices, accountability, and covenant. We've been having these conversations internally, but we've also been having them with some other faith groups and even some secular groups. And together we are developing something we are calling the covenant for our future. This covenant is not necessarily a covenant with God, although if that works for you, we aren't going to argue. After all, we are a faith-based organization. But I think the way we are using covenant should be familiar to us as UUs, because it is a covenant among the organizations and the people who wish to sign on and work together to create a future where all may thrive. And this should sound somewhat familiar because in many UU congregations, we understand that in order to be a congregation, a community, and a world that flourishes, we have to make some agreements, even sometimes rules. I know we don't like that word, about how we are going to live well together. We often talk about it as a covenant of right relations. Treating each other with respect and dignity, showing care and compassion, taking care of the interdependent web of all creation. And now a couple of years ago, we kind of revamped all those value statements and came up with interdependence, equity, generosity, gratitude. I forget pluralism, and there's one other one, but it's all, what is it?
Transformation.
Transformation, how could I forget that? All centered in love. In the covenant for our future, we are lifting up some common religious values you may recognize, such as welcome for the stranger, care for the sick and vulnerable, food for the hungry, and protection for all of creation. And we have codified these into 5 broad areas, and if you don't hear your issue, I'm sorry, but 5 broad areas that coincide in large part with the areas where our society is now under attack. We call these areas our moral mandates, and we demand that our society, particularly our government, commit to upholding them. Economic dignity and health care for all, community safety and racial equity, migrant rights, climate justice and clean energy economy, and global solidarity for the common good. The covenant for the future is not necessarily a covenant for all time, although perhaps we will come to hope that would be so. For now, though, it is an agreement among our partner organizations to challenge the current cultural narrative that immigrants are taking our jobs, that DEI is bad for our social fabric, that violence is better than negotiation, that poor people are lazy and don't deserve help, that the earth is just a thing to be used, and we have no responsibility to care for global neighbors that need our support and protection. That's the narrative we've got going on. The covenant for our future builds on a different narrative, and it builds on our belief that people of faith are uniquely situated to make a strong moral argument, and that we must push back against the egregious erosion of our religious values, particularly by those who claim to be representing Christianity. And it also takes aim at the one big beautiful bill act known as OBA, because so many of the harms I just outlined are codified into law through that one piece of legislation. Our steps for action are being developed, but I think they will be pretty simple. They will include sign the covenant. We hope everyone will, and every organization that cares about this will sign on. Help us build momentum with conversations and sermons and talks in your community, and then come together at the end of August and take action together for a covenant for our future, because we want this narrative to be the one that people are talking about as we move into the October-November election cycle. We need this public conversation and the commitment to focus on basic human rights, dignity, care for others, and a promise to observe the boundaries and the limits, particularly of our earth, so that it can thrive and actually feed us and future generations. In order to have those generations, we believe we must make a covenant and observe the limitations now. In other words, we have to hold up our end of the bargain. And in order to do that, we need to know what the bargain is. It seems to me that it's clear we are at a place of moral reckoning in this country, maybe even in the world. And will we choose blessings or curses, life or death? I certainly hope we will choose life, and that we will embrace it wholeheartedly with our mind and soul and spirit, and be willing to live by both the blessings and the responsibilities as we move forward. So I thought I would just share a little bit about some things that are happening locally. And I don't know how this is going to work with your videoing, but I have a little show and tell thing, and I need a couple people, maybe 3 at least, to come up here and help me. It just so happens that I have rolled up kind of like a Torah, you know, that Bible, that piece of the Hebrew Bible that comes as a scroll, and on it I have a version of this particular reading that we're focused on today. So let me make sure I don't have it upside down. I do. Whoops. That's probably sacrilege. Anyway, good thing it's just paper and paint. ago when we stood in front of Bank of America during one of our Earth Witness Wednesdays. And we said a prayer and held silence for about 5 minutes. And that is 1 second for every $1 billion that Bank of America invested in fossil fuels since the Paris Climate Accords, when all the countries came together and promised, including the U.S., that we would reduce our dependence on fossil fuels so that future generations could live. We were saying 3 years ago, and many long before that we wanted Bank of America to make a different choice and to observe an agreement. Thank you. If you would like to just move it to the side and lay it down, we can roll it up later.
I'd like to read it.
Okay, let's do it. It's, as I said, it's a little bit of a paraphrase. I've set before you life and death. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live. Deuteronomy 30, verse 19. Sorry to all the people online. We're having a lot of fun here at Show and Tell at PUC University. Because I'm not done. Another thing we're doing this year is for Earth Day. We're trying out a bit of a pilot project as a way to highlight the choice before us. The title of this pilot project is Energy from Heaven, Not from Hell. Now, you don't have to believe in heaven or hell to understand the point, right? Think about heaven. What do you think of? It's beautiful, it's light, it's joyous, it's thriving. Think about hell. It's hot, people are suffering, things are being destroyed, right?
No hope.
There's no hope. Thank you, Lisa. It turns out that lines up really well with renewable energy and fossil fuels. Energy from heaven comes from the heavens. The wind and the sun. It's clean. It's equitable. Nothing, and it's available. None of it had to go through the Straits of Hormuz. If you use energy from heaven, we're choosing life. And energy from hell, yes, I've gotten into this argument with people. It does come from the earth, but it's not the earth of clear streams and clean air. It is the earth burning up. It's a place of extraction, destruction, pollution, poisoning people's water, air, and food, and it often spells death. So we have a choice to make. One of many, but we have a choice to make this Earth Day. And finally, there's another way we can choose, and that is, how do we think about energy coming from us and our connection to one another? What energy are we bringing to our communities? What energy are we activating in our own spiritual lives? I didn't plan this, but I happen to know that there's going to be a conversation after this service where you're going to talk about what you bring to your community. What is it that you are bringing? What values are you activating? And what are we choosing? Life or death? Blessings or curses? And what agreement, what covenant shall we make? I'd like to close today with a practice. And we're calling it the Ritual of the Green Thread. One of my organizers in New Jersey came up with this. I think she has about 30 green threads on her arm now because she just keeps doing it and doesn't take them off. So find your green thread. If you don't have one, we have a few left here. Raise your hand if you need a thread. Cassette needs one up here. And this, oh, you have one. Oh, you have an extra one. Okay, right here. Yeah, the family disappeared. I understand. That happens sometimes, doesn't it? Small ones are on the move. So take this green thread. Hold it in your hands, and if you're comfortable doing so, close your eyes. In many communities and traditions, people tie threads on each other's wrists as a sign and symbol of friendship, commitment, and trust. In many religious traditions, people tie on threads as a reminder and a symbol of the promises that they have made. And in some traditions, they use thread around trees to show that they are protected. as you breathe in and out, holding your thread. Recommit yourself to the healing of the world and to the welfare of all creatures upon it, and to pursuing a practice that will strengthen your heart and your community. In just a moment, I'm going to ask you to take that green thread and turn to the person next to you with all the promises that you made in that thread, and to tie it on somebody else's wrist as a symbol and a reminder that we are here for one another, that our work is not complete, and that we will continue this journey together to choose life. I invite you to find a buddy to tie on the green thread. As you go through your day, maybe your week, maybe your month, depending on how long you keep that on your wrist, I invite you to see it as a reminder to your commitment to your spiritual growth, to this community, and the care of the world. And now, inspired by the words of Martin Luther King Jr., who was himself inspired by the words of our own Henry David Thoreau, may we commit ourselves today and every day to the sacred work of bending the moral arc of the universe towards justice. And may we choose the blessings of life again and again and again.
Blessed be.
Amen. Ashe. Blessed be.
Thank you, Anne. That was beautiful. Let there now be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us. A community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This month we're sharing our offering with Happy Roots. Happy Roots is a 501c3 nonprofit organization providing nature-based therapeutic and educational services to enhance the wellness of the community and of the environment. Our hosts will now pass the baskets. We ask that as you receive the basket, please pass it along, and you may put your gift in the basket as they make the way around the room. And of course, you're always welcome to give online at puuc.org or by texting PUUC at the number 73256. Today's offering will now gratefully be received.
As always, we thank you for the gifts contained within these baskets, and also for all the other gifts you offer this beloved community. Let us rise now in body or spirit as you are able and willing for our closing hymn. Number 175 in the gray hymnal, we celebrate the web of life. Before we extinguish our chalice, I offer thanks for the many volunteers who helped make this worship service possible. We also ask before you leave today, please place your hymnals back on the cart near the piano. And now let us take a moment to give thanks, either in our hearts or with words, for the things which we are thankful for today.
I'm grateful for the iris that was purple and brown that was here last Sunday. I took it home with me and it had buds on it and they lasted until yesterday.
Beautiful.
I'm grateful for Mother Earth.
Oh, I'm supposed to repeat. Thank you. Grateful for the iris that bloomed after last week's service just until yesterday, and also grateful for Mother Earth. Are there others?
I'm grateful for Reverend Amy.
Thank you. Thank you. Great. She said grateful for me, y'all. Are there others?
For community.
For community. For pianists and beautiful music. Yay.
I'm grateful that people are starting to see that they were lied to.
Grateful to see, for people to begin to see that they have been lied to. Grateful for good gardening weather. I'm with you on that.
I'm grateful for good dog walking weather.
And for good dog walking weather. Anything else?
I am grateful for the dirt that we must weed.
Grateful for the dirt we must weed. Wonderful.
I'm grateful for visitors.
Grateful for visitors. Welcome, visitors. We will now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we wander. May it be so. And now I invite us to make a circle for our closing hymn. You may hold hands if you want, but you may also simply stand in a circle and just cross over your heart or whatever you're comfortable with. The song is We Give Thanks.